Second and 4. Handoff Ford. He's dumped in the backfield. Penetration comes from Denzel Perriman, and the veteran gets there in a hurry.
Happy to have both of them back.
Kareem Hunt in there on this third down play. Flacco deep drop, feeling the pressure, gets rid of it. Low, caught Hunt, and he loses yards. This Houston defense gets a stand. Turnovers in the NFL stands out with a rookie quarterback who threw just 5 interceptions. We'll throw it again on 2nd and 7. Stroud lofted over the middle. It's wide open for Collins, his number 1 target, across the 40 for a gain of 21. Stroud through his progressions, lofts it into double coverage, incomplete. Back to Brown. Dangerous throw from Stroud, and it's 4th down. Stroud, who didn't play in the first matchup between these two teams, said this was going to be a key, getting into those manageable third downs and play great situational football. Just gets rid of it, hit as he throws. He's got it. Nico Collins, 1st and goal.
Dalton Schultz in motion, big-time target in the red zone.
Stroud rolls, fires, end zone, incomplete. He put it towards Robert Woods. It was low, and it's 4th down. Play action on 1st down. Flacco airs it out, open, downfield, Njoku has it. There's the big play from Flacco. He put it in the bucket for his tight end to the tune of 45 yards. Sets up 2nd down and 2. Another play action. Flacco with plenty of time. Rifle wide open. Amari Cooper, 1st and goal. Hunt the running back. 3rd and goal. Hunt up the middle. He goes over the top and he's in. Touchdown Cleveland.
Really a beautiful job by the left guard, Joel Bitonio. The strength of this Browns offense and their offensive line are those 3 interior guys.
State he grew up in, state he went to college in. Said that Texas air hit different when I got off the plane. As does Devin Singletary through the hole, breaks a tackle across midfield. A big gain on the ground. Taki tracks him down 29 yards for number 26. Thornhill making his return to the lineup, couldn't get him to the turf. Now it's Stroud on 1st down, back to the air, loads it up, wide open. It's caught on the sideline by Mechie. And the big run to set this up. And what could be the final play of this first quarter. Fake the pitch, find Collins, got good blocking. Collins has the corner, and he finds it. Touchdown, Houston. What a response.
Watch number 78. We've seen him go one-on-one against Garrett and pass block. Shows block, then he gets out in front of this play and gets the block on the corner, Newsome.
3 tight ends here on 1st down. Flacco rips one, wide open, in stride Bryant. Here he goes into midfield and deep in Houston territory, dragged down by Houston Carson. The final play of the first quarter, a huge one for Flacco in this offense. Out of South Dakota State missing this one. 2nd and 4 now for Flacco. Shovel pass, Hunt has it, up the gut. Hunt is in once again. Touchdown, Browns.
Well, we talked about the interior 3, right? The 2 guards, the steam going north and south. You're not going to keep them out of the end zone. A couple weeks ago, gave up 13 pressures.
We got Fant in at left tackle as this one goes to Brevin Jordan, the tight end. Makes a man miss and then shows off the speed. Jordan, pedal to the middle. He's gone. Touchdown, Texans, 76 yards.
Really sells this. Here he is. Watch him block for a full 2 count. 1,001, 1,002, then release. That's why there's no coverage there. He did a great job of being patient, setting up the tight end screen, and then did the rest with his speed and athleticism. Big throws down the field that did him in.
Njoku was the motion man, 2nd down and 10. Flacco with good time, just gets rid of it. And it is caught on the bobble by Ford, but Harris was right there on him immediately for a loss. Flacco feeling the pressure. He goes down. Derek Barnett wrestles him to the ground. There's Laramie Tunsil back in the game. Great news for Houston. Handed off Damian Pierce on a misdirection, and he loses to Owusu Koromoa, the leading tackler for this Cleveland defense. Interceptions in his last 2 games played. Stroud, dumped down, Singletary. Looking to make something out of nothing. He can't. Owusu Koromoa in there again. And guess what? Behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 2. Singletary on 2nd and 4. He's tripped up. Owusu Koromoa at home in this wild card matchup.
Nico Collins has really had a good first half. And
Singletary just barely escaped from Owusu Koromoa, but still loses 2 yards. Play action for Stroud. Good protection. Loads it up. Fires downfield. Excellent touch. Perfectly delivered. Touchdown. Dalton Schultz. Stroud strikes again for 37 yards.
CJ included, they said, you know what, we didn't play very well. Not to take anything away from Cleveland. We didn't execute well. We just need to execute better. So far, the offensive execution in the first half has been excellent for Houston. Watch him square up the safety, runs by him, makes a great move on Ronnie Hickman, and that other safety was cheating on the crossing route.
It could come back to haunt you. Play action, Flacco rips it over the middle of the field. Big catch for Amari Cooper across the 40.
Split safety again. Njoku might be the go-to guy here.
Here comes the pressure. Flacco goes down. Grenard got there first. Anderson cleans it up. And a big loss for Cleveland.
3rd and 3, you don't have to hold the ball as long as 3rd and 8 or 9.
Stroud over the middle, short, and it's well short. Collins got hit immediately by who else but J.O.K. Play clock under 5. Play action. Flacco to the air. Gets rid of it. Perfectly there. Amari Cooper, first down. The pain tolerance was going to be key for Grenard. He knew he was tough enough to make it happen and still have a high impact. Flacco, what a ball. David Bell right at the sticks, and they will give him the first down. Flacco. Pressure comes, gets rid of it. It's picked off. Steven Nelson takes it away, and he's looking to go the other way. Nelson has a convoy down the sideline. Touchdown.
As good as he's played, he has thrown 8 interceptions in his 5 starts. They heat the pocket up a little bit. Derek Barnett, number 95, forced it. And Flacco just not able to get enough on that football to throw it away. Couple great blocks. Cashman with a huge block. Stingley with the block at the end.
Go off with Flacco under center. Instead, they're going to run it with Kareem Hunt to the outside. He won't get there. Anderson, Cashman, Harris, all in the area. And the group tackle to bring down the running back. It's 4th down. They run it. Flacco dials it up. Picked off again. Christian Harris is going to go. Back-to-back pick sixes. Houston, you have no problem with this defense.
So here's Harris. His eyes are on the quarterback, and at the last minute, he breaks underneath in front of the intended target, Harrison Bryant.
Flacco unloads. Oh, what a grab. Goes up high. Kevin Stefanski calls the offense for this team as the head coach. Let's see what he dials up on 3rd and 6. Flacco fading away. It's dropped. Knocked away by Stingley. Put it in the direction of Bryant, and now it's 4th and 6. Play clock down to 3.
Looks like Njoku would be open.
Flacco looking to get away. He won't. Christian Harris, the pick 6 on the last drive, and the turnover on downs on the sack here. Another red zone opportunity. Play clock down. They will wind as much as they can. Singletary makes the cut. Singletary, touchdown.
Hard inside. J.O.K. is going to come outside, and there is a big gap right here that Singletary is going to exploit. Good block by Tunsil on the inside move by
The only touchdowns of the day for this Cleveland offense. They've scored twice. The Houston defense has scored twice, and then C.J. Stroud and company have done the rest. You've got a rookie defensive end that has a chance to take home defensive rookie of the year. Delayed handoff. Kareem Hunt Up the middle, and he's got a first down. Longest rush of the day for Cleveland. Let's be quiet and let's earn the respect of the locker room. They did that very quickly this season as Ford gets tripped up in the backfield. In 2008, of course, that 2009 Jets team also going to the AFC Championship, and Flacco gets crunched once again. Another sack for this Houston defense.
Yep, Duke Riley is coming. Pacheco's going. First down into the secondary. Isaiah Pacheco all the way to the 13-yard line.
We've seen too much Isaiah Pacheco early on.
From the 11, Mahomes cutting across. Rice brings it into the end zone. Touchdown, Kansas City. What an opening drive.
Number 15, it's about number 87 and number 10, and this guy right here, Rashee Rice, the rookie out of SMU, who's been the most reliable outside. Looks like man coverage.
35, Tua puts it up, high and intercepted. It's Mike Edwards in the back, coming up with the pick. Second and 1, Tua fakes it, takes the shot downfield for Hill. Gotta come back. Tyreek got it inside the 10. Keeps running to the end zone. Touchdown, Tyreek. A flag comes down late, the contact as the ball was in the air. But Tyreek Hill quiet in the first quarter. 2 plays into the end zone.
Absolutely love the call. Put Tyreek Hill in motion. Does this more than anybody else. Give him a chance to get a running start and simply run by Trent McDuffie. Second and 1, they go play action. Throw it up to their best player. Tyreek Hill finishes. So much about their success in offense is compliments.
And now Mahomes finds Kelsey wide open. This time he hangs on for a gain of 23.
Here it is again.
Fake to Pacheco. Here comes Hardman. Can he get to the edge? Apple strings him out. And 4 other Dolphins come to close the party down. 4th and 4, Mahomes. Now gonna have to make a play. And nobody does it better than him. There goes Mahomes. Inside the 10. Bursting goal. Vintage Patrick. 3rd and goal. Pacheco at the bottom of the screen. Miami brings pressure. Mahomes inside. It's broken up and deflected. Was that Sealer who got a hand up there? And it's dipped down to -7. Trying anything to get these kickoffs. Braxton Berrios, good hands to field that. The 25 coming to the outside here. Good return by Berrios, and the Dolphins will start at their own 35-yard line. Waddle in motion. They go empty. Only really a 2-man rush with a spy as Tua throws incomplete. In traffic for Tyreek Hill, and Nick Bolton was standing there, and Trent McDuffie defensively for Kansas City. Achane on the move. Chiefs bring in 4. Tua will be sacked. It was George Karlaftis off the edge. He had 10.5 on the season.
He's heating them up.
Here comes the blitz. Mahomes throws in the middle. Rice got it. Rashee Rice taking off. Rice down the sideline. Inside the 30 to the 27-yard line. For the 14th 4-man rush, Mahomes gets rid of it high. Pacheco gets banged inbounds there by Jalen Ramsey. Go out of the gun here. Tagovailoa will fake it to Mostert and take a shot towards Waddle, who's got it around midfield. And with Miami having 2 timeouts with the Dolphins. 2nd and 10. Shot for the tight end, Noah Gray. Brought it in just shy of midfield. There is Ingram, 12-year veteran. 1st and 10 after the Rice reception. A good, powerful run inside. Going for 10, 11 yards, and it's not Pacheco, it's Clyde Edwards-Helaire. 2nd and 6. Mahomes back again, climbing through the pocket and taking off as Mahomes gets inside the 10 and the 5. Hit hard there at the 2-yard line. Dolphins sitting on 7 points. It empties out. Tua in trouble. Karlaftis for the 2nd time tonight. And Chris Jones there as well. From the 45. Protected again. Rips it. Rice again. Rashee Rice injured in the third quarter. Goal from the 3. Direct snap. Pacheco fakes the pitch. Bounces left into the end zone. Touchdown, Kansas City. The no hold call led to the snap. Pacheco almost lost it, faked it to Mahomes, and a bounce to the outside. 21 carries, 78 yards, and a guy deserves a touchdown the way he has run and set a tone tonight. Polar vortex is freezing the Midwest. Third down, Tua toss. Waddle got it. Is that Waddle? No, check it. It's Wilson.
After snapping the ball with 3 seconds to go on the shot clock.
Amen. 2nd and 13. Tua going to step up, take off again, run towards that sideline, get a first down out around the 25-yard line. Feed out, the pressure holds up for Tyreek in double coverage. Big play over the top to knock it away by L'Jarius Sneed. 5th in the league in completion percentage and touchdowns, passer rating, led the league in yards. Gay deflects that in the middle.
And coming into this, it kind of reminded me of the same thing. Can they handle these conditions? Will they be a different team? Certainly they haven't been as good as they've been all year long.
Beautiful throw on 4th down there. A man in ski goggles to prevent his eyes from freezing up in the wind chill. 4th and 10. Tua goes it sideline. Wow. Tyreek Hill out of bounds. Didn't have it. Tyreek Hill gets hurt. He hurts his ankle in that one. They lose the game late. The late rally. Fumble, ball in the air. And let's see who is on that. Looked like the Dolphins had a couple of players there. And Miami has recovered. 1:08 to go. Tua on the swing. Devon Achane on the run. Shy of the 45-yard line.
Christian Watson in the game. As Tom told you, back from that hamstring injury for the first time. Here's Love. Back deep. Can't find anyone. Now throws it deep. Has a man, and it's caught by Romeo Doubs up to midfield. And a first down for Green Bay. Here's a 5th for Jones. Big seam up the middle. First down and more. And he's inside the 25. Love, Jones getting near the goal line. Is he in? He is! Touchdown Green Bay on the opening drive.
Praise on jumping out to quick starts here in Dallas. You win the toss, you take the ball, you put down a really impressive drive.
3rd down, Prescott can't find anyone. Now going to take it himself, and he's going to get it in more. Prescott racing up near midfield, and he slides down with a first down for the Cowboys. Gets it off. Pressure up the middle. Love in trouble. Standing in. Unleashes one to Doubs, who makes the catch up to midfield.
Through the first quarter, mission accomplished.
3rd and 5. 4-man rush. Prescott fires for Cooks, and it's intercepted. Jair Alexander, he's got it, up on his feet, racing to the end zone, and he's in! Touchdown, Green Bay! Aaron Jones up the gut, surging forward, he's in! Touchdown, Green Bay!
Well, we mentioned he came into this week hot, and it continues. And right now,
here we go.
2nd down, 4-man rush. Prescott unloads quick. Ferguson, great catch. Jake Ferguson goes up and gets it, and down to the 41 he goes. I mean, there were 4 Packers right there, but he picked up 19 yards.
Now is the time you would want to run the ball, obviously not on 3rd and medium.
3rd down here. Prescott first read not there. In trouble. Rolling. Pumping. Taken down for the sack by Keyshawn Nixon. Here's Love. Another deep drop. just kind of slings one to Dobbs, who's got another catch and a big gain into Dallas territory and down to the 35. Here's Love. Pressure. Back foot throw. End zone. It is caught for the touchdown. Dontavian Wicks. Oh my goodness.
Right now they don't have any. It's zero coverage. You see the inside pressure. Little nod 9 route. He just sits Stephon Gilmore down. Rocker step on his outside foot. Cross face.
Only has 1 catch on 4 targets. 2nd and 2 here, though. Here's Prescott over the middle. It's going to be picked off, and no one in front of him. Darnell Savage. Touchdown.
Brought out the best of Dak in the regular season, and that's the 2nd pick now. A pick 6 by Savage, and Dallas finds themselves. Savage saw it the whole way and took it back for 6.
Here's Turpin going to take it out. Makes a good cut. He's got great speed. Out across the 30. Turpin giving him a little spark out to the 45. An excellent return. Prescott fires end zone, and that was nearly intercepted. Devondre Campbell should have picked it. As soon as they get the ball, no timeouts. Here's Prescott looking fade. End zone, incomplete. Tried to get it to Lamb again, but Nixon was all over him, and there's 2 seconds left.
Kind of a light box in here. You got to wonder if Dak checks into a run.
Prescott going to keep. Toss to Ferguson, and he's in for the touchdown. Using every last second of the half, but that was big.
If he likes the look, he can hand it off. He can pull it himself. And then, of course, he's got Ferguson in the flat. So,
3rd down and 10. 4-man rush. Prescott batted down at the line of scrimmage. Oh, a little miscommunication there, but Love still stands in. He's got a man wide open. It's Dobbs. Comes back to get it. Romeo Dobbs racing up the sideline, and he's down inside the 20. Even a broken play works for Green Bay as Dobbs with a big gainer. He's got 46. Jones again, running left, running up the middle, and running in for a touchdown. The 3rd today for Aaron Jones.
Cut it back. So he's going to start and ride this wave. Watch everyone play front side. He falls back. And there's nobody left. Damone Clark's playing for the bootleg. Everyone else pursues front side. You know, you don't know what you don't know. They've got a young roster, very limited playoff experience, and right now, it doesn't matter.
Here's Prescott looking for a man. Has a man open, and it's caught by Michael Gallup. Room to run. Down to the 35. Pollard is in. Touchdown, Dallas.
Seems like they've found some rhythm now, scoring on multiple possessions in a row.
Here's Jones. Another big seam. Aaron Jones into Cowboys territory.
We're going to rely on our corners and our secondary who've come through time and time again, but they can't keep letting Aaron Jones run this down their face.
Fake it to him here. Love. Back foot. Has a man wide open. It's going to be caught by Musgrave. Racing towards the end zone. He is in. Touchdown, Green Bay.
Of offensive football. This is the old Y throwback. You see Musgrave. He goes down. It's going to be a bootleg away from him, and he just comes out the back door.
Gonna fake it and then give it to him on the screen. Look at them go. What a nice run and cut by Warren to get out near the 50-yard line.
They're rushing as well as anyone in the National Football League.
Here he is on 1st down, going down the middle. He's got Kincaid. The rookie hauls it in. 1st down. Back to Cook. Big opening for Cook. And he's able to make it all the way down to about the 12-yard line. Running behind Mitch Morris, their center. 10th play for the Bills. Just inside the 10. to the end zone. It's caught. It's Knox. Dawson Knox with a touchdown catch.
Watch the corner and the safety up top. Neither one of them takes Knox going on the outside.
Only the Bengals at 9-8 didn't make it. Here's a 1st and 10. And a completion to Pickens. The ball came out because he was on the way down. Question is, was he down? Now they're saying incomplete pass. It needed to confirm that he had made a football move and it was a catch. So here's Buffalo from the 29. Right down the middle, they go for it. They got it! With Kincaid this time, the recipient of the Josh Allen touchdown.
I want you to watch Kincaid right here. Josh Allen looked left. The safeties are wide, and he's going to run right through it, and Josh throws a frozen rope. Eat the clock and go down and do something here.
Fake to Harris from the goal line up top. Good throw. It's Freiermuth. And Pittsburgh has... Oh, the ball came out at the end. Inspector may have been in bounds when he covered it up.
And this is the drive to do it.
On 1st down. Oh, what a tackle for the sack. It's Greg Rousseau. He had 5 in the regular season. One of his best plays of the year right there. And it's a loss of 11. 2nd and 21. Draw. Warren. Pass Johnson. And he got about 12. For Hyde's able to chop him up. But looking that way to Johnson. There's the pass. And it's picked off by Elam. Oh boy, does he make up for those other 2 plays.
And they tried to risk it with almost a...
Josh steps up, and he's going to get the 1st down. Oh, and there he goes. No one's going to get him. Incredible, breaks it for the touchdown. 52 yards.
Unbelievable. Josh Allen up with his legs, and none bigger than this one right here. 52 yards, and he shows the extra burst. Unbelievable. And this doesn't continue without Cook finishing on the play before.
Pass complete. It's Hardy, who returned the punt last week, and now he's got a ball all the way down to the 32-yard line. Bass knows all about the swirling winds here. Oh boy, that is blocked. Pittsburgh makes a play. And Sam Martin, the punter and holder, looks like he was injured on that. In college at William & Mary, teammates. Here's a 2nd and 7, and it's caught for the touchdown. It's Deontay Johnson.
And that's who we talked about. You got it. He's the guy that gets a lot of the one-on-one matchups down here. Jackson right there. I mean, that's his 4th time. If they leave the middle of the field open, keep taking it.
From the pocket, Allen is taken down. That's Marcus Golden, who got the sack. They needed production out of Golden without T.J. Watt. On 2nd and 10. They got him for a 2nd time in this game. Wrapping him up. This time is Highsmith. 1st and 15 now.
He's exactly right. We see it every playoff game.
Down the middle, and there's Johnson. And Deontay takes it all the way to the 45 of Buffalo.
Diggs get out of those cuts really quickly.
2nd and 10. They've got a 1st down with the throw to Pickens.
What a throw.
Tackle by Hyde. So they go field goal attempt. 40 yards for Boswell. And Boswell has never missed. Murray's the running back on 3rd and 9. Looking for options as they run after him. And he releases and gets it to Diggs.
Wow.
This kick is hammered home. 3rd and 11. They give him time, but no one's there. Now he unleashes the pass, and it's caught. Wow, what a throw and catch. Pickens on the receiving end. They got 19 out of it. And they get it back to Pickens on the reverse. And a blocker out in front is center Mason Cole. And now they mix it up on the sideline.
On the move again after a stop on downs. Here's Aaron Jones. That'll put him over 100 and then more. Jones spinning his way down to the 21. On the fake. Love zips it in there. It's caught for the touchdown. Romeo Doubs. And the route is on in Dallas. Wow.
This is what it should look like. It's the exact same play. Get in the way and then just uncover. One of the biggest franchises in the league, but it comes with a lot of visibility and a lot of expectation.
Now Prescott in trouble, and he is sacked. Lucas Van Ness, the rookie. Prescott rifles over the middle, and he's got a touchdown to Ferguson.
Yeah, nice job here by Ferguson, one-on-one. It's cover 2 man. They got 4 defenders across the backside playing hot.
Here we go.
He'll do that here, and he'll get in for 2.
It's just got to be so disappointing for this group. Everything went your way.
Prescott now going to air it out. CD Lamb makes the catch in stride. And it's a nice play, but a little bit too late.
Here we go.
Here's Prescott. Going end zone, Ferguson, and he makes the catch, and he's got another.
That was a fast score there by Dallas.
Here we go.
Quarterback draw, and it is a 2-possession game. Prescott fires, Cooks has it, first down out across the 25, and unable to stop the clock, see if they could spike it for the 2-minute warning. And the stats almost a little bit misleading. Green Bay at one point was up 27-0 in this game. Prescott back again over the middle. There's what you said. Gallup right over the middle, inside the 30 he goes with 129 left. But with Ferguson banged up, as you said, Schoonmaker in there. Prescott pressure, Preston Smith takes him down.
Including Aaron Donald, the future Hall of Famer. First down for Goff. Play action. Middle shot is caught on the run. Terrific hands by Josh Reynolds. Former Ram to former Ram to the 30-yard line of the first down, Detroit. Right back to Montgomery to the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit.
This offensive line, even against Aaron Donald, getting a push back into the end zone with that double team.
37. He'll get it out quick to Nakua with blocking. Puka Nakua on the run inside the 20. And Jack Campbell, the rookie, has to bang him out of bounds. Pressure on. Stafford gets rid of it. Deflected and incomplete. Narrowly intercepted. Philly and Dallas losing for them to jump to the 2 seed. They are the 3. Goff strokes it in the middle. Reynolds is on fire against his own team to the 10-yard line. 33 on that one.
And Josh Reynolds, 20 explosives out of 40 catches this year. Give you some idea.
Gibbs up the middle to the end zone. Another Detroit touchdown.
Watch this double team right here. Up to the double team, to the next level. Huge gaping hole inside.
Aaron Williams up to protect. Pressure comes. Stafford gets rid of it and completes it. What a throw to the 42-yard line. The guys are moving, so everybody's got to get settled here for the Rams. 3rd and 1. And Stafford trying to Nakua, who's open down the sideline. He's got it. Nakua inside the 10. Finishes the run with a touchdown. 3rd and 1, and again they go up top. And Puka Nakua, the rookie, finds the end zone. Huge score for the Rams.
By Sean McVay. Watch the motion the outside. He's going to get it against Cameron Sutton, who did not play well a week ago. A little hesitate, You think you're trying to get just 1 yard, and there they go. So these two quarterbacks just exchanging haymakers so far in this game.
3rd and 5. Rams bring 4. Goff's got time, and he's got a first down. St. Brown wrestled that ball away from Witherspoon. That is the toughness of Amon-Ra St. Brown.
They've established the run.
Now they swing it out and get it into the hands of the speed. Jameer Gibbs with a great move in space. Gibbs takes it to the 11-yard line. 4th and a long yard. 2 for the touchdown. Goff looking to throw. Throws back to the end zone. Laporta! Touchdown Detroit again. They're 3 for 3.
Michael Hoyt drops out in coverage more than any other sort of outside linebacker.
Lions bring an extra one. Anzalone's picked up. Stafford throws. It's caught. What a throw to Tutu. Atwell. Bye-bye Tutu. Touchdown Rams.
That ball snuck past. That was it. Tutu Atwell, who's really their 4th receiver, makes a huge play. And
wow, what a story today. 3rd and 15 here for the Lions, and Goff, who sets, throws downfield complete to St. Brown for a big first down at the Rams 45. Back up top, pulls it down. Hutchinson has him as he was trying to escape. He's going to set up 3rd and long. 5 catches, most for any Lion. 3rd and 6, pressure comes. Amon-Ra St. Brown stays in bounds and goes down around the 45-yard line. Big loss of 5. Jones pressure, got by the back, and got to Goff with the sack. So David Montgomery could not get the pickup. And this is 54. Badgley. Got it. Did it to Isaiah Pacheco in the Super Bowl. From the 30. Play past Stafford. They get it to Ronnie Rivers, who's got good blocking. Rivers out to the edge to the 46-yard line. And Jack Campbell reels him in. 1st and 10 from the 10. Kyron Williams, good move to find that space inside and drive forward to the 25-yard line. That's a gain of 15 for Williams. He's here tonight. Will the wait be worth it? 3rd and 8, they bring pressure, they throw Nakua behind it, and Puka, big hit, but gets there for the first down over the 35 and 2, the 36-yard line. A lot of inexperience making playoff debuts here tonight, and doing well in this atmosphere. Williams left, nice patient job, like Chris was talking about, to get through the hole and get the first down. Rams on the move, play 9 of this drive. LA trying to take the lead. Stafford protected, 2 downfield, and he's got Nakua in traffic. What a laser, what a catch at the 14-yard line. Puka again for the 8th time tonight. Over the middle, Nakua's 9th catch of the night, and he breaks away. Puka Nakua down the sideline, out of bounds around the 45. Huge hit for 36 yards. 3rd and 14. Stafford steps up, throws inside. Nakua incomplete with a ton of contact. No call and 4th down. After the gain of 3, they will throw out of the backfield. Montgomery works past Hoyt, gets a big first down, stays in bounds at the 31-yard line. Rams have 1 timeout left. It's 2nd and 9 for Jared Goff and the Lions. 3 and 5. Goff's going to throw, and it's caught by St. Brown for a first down.
Across the middle, they got a touchdown. They worked on Lewis again.
You called it.
Yep, and Austin has the score for the Steelers. What a drive.
It is, and Lewis playing the nickel corner position on this play, playing in a linebacker type position. 1, 2, 3, but you're going to work right inside here. And he just floats back way too far, and Austin has helped a bunch.
And it's going to be a keep for Allen. And he's ridden down. Got a nice block from Ty Johnson. Walker was able to end it after 13 more. 2nd and 9. Across the middle. Sherfield was knocked down. Shakir knocked down inside the 10. Oh, what an effort! The play of the night. Khalil Shakir broke away from, of all people, Mika Fitzpatrick.
I can't believe it.
This is remarkable.
This really is. And this is what happens when you run the ball.
And then after he was able to get away from Fitzpatrick, just look how close the knee was. It never did touch.
And he's got juice. Second fastest 40 time. Doesn't show it a ton, but he's been playing outstanding.
Play action from Baker. That's Evans, wide open, and a first down inside the 40. Tidbit there at the end. But I always worried about who's rooting for who. Here is a pass caught, and a big play for the Buccaneers by David Moore. And a flag at the end of the play as Moore was brought to the ground after a 22-yard completion. It's 3rd down and 7. Mayfield wide open. There's Moore again. His second catch. Still working through this secondary. And a touchdown, Tampa Bay. No flags.
Cade Otton, the tight end, is who he's covering. So Cade Otton, he starts as though he's going to help in protection. When he starts to drag, here comes Maddox, and he's the one who takes out Eli Ricks. And this is really coverage 101. When you're talking about playing man coverage, you've got to expect the crossers, and you've got to navigate those bodies. And yet Maddox, the Fletcher Coxes, Jordan Davises, and Jalen Carters, they got to be a factor.
Here's a pass over the middle, caught. Otton again. Another big play for the Buccaneers. Mayfield in trouble, and down he goes. Brought down by Josh Sweat. Who absolutely drills it.
I think that what we had been told coming in, they were going to run it behind that line, and they haven't.
Here's a completion to Smith. Brought down at the 45 of Tampa Bay. And for the first time, the Eagles are in Buccaneer territory. Boy, did they need that. 31 yards to Devontae Smith.
And even on that play, nobody running away from a defender in man.
47-yard try, and Mr. Reliable for the Eagles now 16 for 16 in his 5th season in the NFL. Snap a bit high. Kick is perfect. 15 or more yards downfield. Remember playing with that dislocated middle finger. Here's a double move, and there's Julio Jones with a big play for Philly. He gets a first down. Fake it to Swift. Good protection this time. Aired out. Smith got him. Devontae to the 5. 3 catches, 98 yards for Devontae Smith. Hurts keeps wide open. A walk-in touchdown for Goddard. And some life for the Philadelphia Eagles.
And I know they've had to settle for some field goals, but after that touchdown, they need to make a stop here before the half.
Protection. Otton spinning grab to the 45. See what Scrappy brings us as Mayfield is protected, and now time runs out. The Eagles get a sack. Pressure off the edge from Diaby. Hurts is sacked. Brought down by Cansey. And down goes Mayfield. And he got hit hard. Rashad White cuts back and has a first down plus. Delivers the hit.
Baker came into the organization and has shown great leadership on both sides of the ball.
He's in trouble here and sacked. There's Williams again.
That they're not out of this game. but they've got to start having some answers on the offensive side of the ball.
2nd and 4. Here's another broken tackle. This is the rookie Trey Palmer, and he is gone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Bradbury missed the tackle, and Trey Palmer did the rest.
James Bradbury on the outside at corner and just unable to make a tackle. But even in the back end, Kevin Byard, I don't know what that is, but we've seen enough of it all year long, and Trey Palmer takes it to the house.
Somehow this is still a 2-possession game, as Swift carries up the middle, and that's his best of the night. Able to cross the 40, got a good block from Mailata, and gets 17 yards on that carry.
And they've gotten after Hurts in the pass rush.
Here's one downfield for Smith, and a first down inside the 40, and some life for the Eagles at the end of the 3rd quarter as Devontae Smith gets 20.
I agree, and the job that he has done this year, nobody wants to admit to it, but this was not a team expected to do anything. This is a catch, and a good one at that by Devontae Smith. But this is his 14th year, and what a career he has had. This might be his swan song.
1st and 20. Here's a beautiful throw and catch. The back shoulder for Evans. Well inside field goal range. Lofted up. Godwin. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Godwin. And that'll just about do it. 23 yards. It's about as good as you can play.
Yeah, you're going to take a look at it. Here they all come, and he knows he's got to get the ball out. He just throws it up in the air and hoping that his guy will make a play, and these are hard on a defensive back. Avonte Maddox, he's not able to stay with him, and they punctuate this game with a touchdown.
I'm not blaming anybody, but when I came into the NFL, I was told to tamp that down. Here's a sack by this defense.